Peace and blessings. Welcome to another edition of Ashe. I'm your host, Imakhu. Well, now, who would think that the art of belly dancing would go along with the term women's empowerment? Believe it or not, the two do go together, because actually women's empowerment was greatly tied into the art of belly dancing. Let's find out how. I have a wonderful guest who actually you've met before when we had our fashion show of the wonderful clothes from Ghana. One of our models turned out to be a belly dance teacher and performer, Dee Martinez, who is going to be sharing with us the beauty and the mystery of the art of belly dance. How are you today?
I'm very well, thank you. Thank you for having me today.
Yeah, you know, it's such a small world. I mean, here we had Anna from, who's part of our crew here at Princeton TV 30, who put out the call that I needed models for that show, and that's how it is that I met you.
Yes, yeah.
And so I feel so very blessed, because belly dancing is something that I've wanted to talk about for a long time. What compelled you, actually, first of all, to get involved in the art of belly dance?
It started when I was injured on the, I sustained an injury on the job, and
What were you doing?
I was a flight attendant.
Really?
And I was, believe it or not, pulling ice cream out of the cart. And
sometimes the ice cream is just a little too heavy.
It was a little too heavy. And I sustained an injury, and I had always been physically active and working out in the weight room, and I was very fit and couldn't believe that I sustained an injury over something so silly. And the doctor encouraged me to take out a membership in a local gym and keep working out while I healed.
How long ago was this?
This was about 2.5 years ago. No, actually it was more like 3.5 years when he had encouraged me. And there was a class offered, a belly dance class offered, and I went to take it, and I couldn't, because the injury involved my shoulders and my neck, and it's a bilateral, so if this shoulder is hurting, then your hip on this side hurts. And it's funny how the body works.
You wouldn't think that this would be connected over
yeah, right, and I was like, this is strange. And I was determined in my head that I was going to heal so that I could dance, because it was terrible not to be able to move my hip.
So you, in a sense, you healed in order to pursue the art form. It's not that the art form per se healed your body.
Well, I would say that both.
Okay.
Both, because then when I got healed enough so that I could start taking classes, it was amazing how it started healing me internally. And because I was very, very conscientious of my injuries and did not want to re-injure any of my body parts, I learned a whole new technique of learning how to teach myself essentially how to belly dance. And that was also the way I started teaching my students, the same way that I learn. And I go internally. And
you refer to yourself as a spirit dancer.
A spirit dancer, yes, because what comes to me comes from someplace other than watching a teacher and do the moves.
So this sounds like it was a lot more than physical for you. It sounds like it was almost like a spiritual awakening that happened with you too.
It was a spiritual awakening. It grounded me, and it brought me closer to myself. The more that I danced, the more I wanted to dance, the more hooked I was, and the more I was like, I couldn't get enough of it. And the more that I did that, the more my body healed. I couldn't lift my arms. Because of the injury, my elbow was stuck in my waist, and it was very painful to move it, even to drive to the doctor, and this movement was shooting pain. I'm proud to say I can lift my arms at this point.
Yeah, no one would think, to see you dancing, that you've experienced so much pain.
And belly dancing took me out of pain. I could be miserable when I woke up in the morning, and it was a day of dance class, and I would go, and the second I started dancing, all the pain went away. And it was just because it's very gentle on the body, even though it doesn't look it. And it could be a very dangerous dance if you're not doing it properly,
well,
but just like anything else.
Right, okay. So in the next segment, we're going to talk about the history of it and how it relates to women's empowerment. And I know that theme, women's empowerment, is something that's very near and dear to you. In the meantime, though, we're going to share one of the dances from Dee Martinez, also professionally known as Tonche, the spirit dancer. And we'll pick up the conversation on the other side of that performance.